How many of you have a big brother or big sister? Yes, they're more mature, they're a little stronger, a little taller, and just seem to always have the newest things. And you become kind of a hand-me-down. If I am the Onyx BOOX Note Air 4C, I'm feeling that right now. With the introduction to the 5C, we are the more mature, the big brother, all the new features, but yet we're from the same family, have the same hair color. Everything seems to be about the same. This video, I'm going to show you kind of how the 5C has kind of leveled up in the note-taking and planning arena. How some of the latest updates, minor tweaks, have made the experience so much better for all those looking to use the device for note-taking, use it with like apps like OneNote or GoodNotes. It is a slight level up. Let's talk about it a little bit. What does the internet have to say about the 4C and the 5C? And if you're kind of contemplating on which one to get, why might you consider one or the other? Let me tell you a little bit of results. Now, these aren't all tech friendly, but just some things, generally speaking, that I kind of want you to know as you're looking and weighing out what is better, the 5C or the 4C. Well, the 5C comes with Android 15 versus 13 on the 4C. What does this really mean for you? Well, there's going to be a little better compatibility with apps moving forward. The life support of the software is going to last a little longer, and things are going to just appear to be a little smoother, and you're going to get some improved security. So if those things kind of help you out, give yourself a 1 to the 5C. Now, the 5C also adds a new kind of pin connector, which is going to allow you to have a keyboard connector to this, a cover that you can get that allows you to have more of like a workspace or computer-like experience. This is an accessory that wasn't available for the 4C. Also, you're going to see some minor improvements in the responsiveness. For example, one of the things you're really going to notice is that Fingerprint reader is going to be quite a bit faster when it comes to trying to unlock your device. So if you're someone that thinks, hey, I want to definitely have the device secure, but yet when I want to get into it, I want it to be a little bit more responsive, you're going to find that the 5C is going to provide you a little bit faster experience. And probably the one that will get you probably the most instant gratification is the new Big Brother pen. This pen is the new thing. It's the clip. It's about the clip. Now, I feel like I'm in Apollo 13 mission. I put that pin on right here, except for I have a pocket. But what I like about it, and I've talked about this in a lot of other videos, is whenever I'm using these styluses, the time that they break or the time that I drop them on the floor and the nib is shot, I'm in the middle of a meeting. Heck, I'm heading to probably one of the biggest sales calls of the year, and now I have no way to take notes. With this new stylus, I have the ability to add nibs right in the actual space itself. So I can pull a nib out and then can replace it and never miss a note, never miss a beat. And it's right there with me all the time. A number of other devices have started taking the same approach. If it not being a stylus, they're also putting it like in the case. That way, you don't have to worry about your nibs being back on your desk, or even worse yet, still in the box that the device came with. So that's a big improvement. And I've noticed that the overall feel and pressure sensitivity and the latency of this pen is much improved. Now that might also be because it's a 5C and there's some hardware structure a little bit, but collectively, you're going to notice a difference when we dive into that in a few moments. So what's basically the same? Well, RAM same, storage is the same, battery life is the same, still has the front light, still has the same speakers and microphone, it still has a fingerprint sensor, and it still has the same technology for writing. Now, this might appear that all these little adjustments might say, wow, is it really worth it? When you look at the pricing of these two devices, I think clearly you'll see that if you're looking to buy new, the 5C is going to be a better value when you consider all the new features that come with it between the Android operating system, the new pen, being able to connect a keyboard, that future-proofing of the software, and the overall experience is a little better. But if you're looking to save some costs, but still have a handwriting device that you can read on and still be able to take that full advantage of that natural writing paper-like feel that comes with these Android ink tablets, then maybe at the end of the day, go with the 4. But today we're going to talk about the 5 and how, when it comes to note-taking, how you can use it. Now, first and foremost, I'm not going to dive into all the different applications and different things that you can do with this device. I will tell you front and center, it has a Google Play Store, which just allows you to bring a load of opportunities and really level up the experience. Heck, it even says that, level up your experience right here. You can bring in different apps. You can bring in different annotation things. You can bring in things like word processors, things that you use for productivity each and every day in your organization. If it be proprietary to your organization or something that you saw on a Reddit stream or in a media newsletter that's going to help you productivity, those apps are accessible. But what's really cool about this is that with the books drop, you can literally pull any PDF right into the device. And one of the PDFs that we pulled in here is the Key2Success Planner. Now, if you do not know anything about the Key2Success Planner, let me tell you a thing or two. It's available in 4 different editions: personal, professional, business, and executive. It's designed to help you get the most out of each day, help you take the things that are part of your vision, the goals that you have for yourself, help you recognize the challenges that you're facing, but benefit from all the resources and strengths that you have to make each and every day successful by getting done the things that matter most. Franklin Covey, in his book 7 Habits of Successful People, said put first things first. And we do that with our daily Key 3. Each and every day we establish 3 important things that are going to make a huge impact. If it be building a relationship, mastering a task, completing an action step, part of a project, whatever the nature is that's going to be impactful for your day, do it here and do it each day, because we will find that those small granular successes will add up to big things. James Clear in Atomic Habits said just that. Don't focus on the big splash in the pool. Make little ripples each and every day, and that 1% benefit that you benefit from doing these daily Key 3 will compound and add up to a lot. Take a look at our planning system. There's tons of free resources, training, and we support a tons of different devices. So first and foremost, this is our planning system. You'll see the daily Key 3, daily to-dos. You'll see my schedule. I can teach you a lot about how you can do time blocking and benefit from these things, and we do that in all our videos. But I want to show you how the device itself works. So I can go ahead and click on the writing tool, and it'll give me this writing toolbar across the top. From here, I can choose different pens, if it be a pen tool, a brush marker, ballpoint pen, pencil, and even a highlighting tool. And then I can choose one of those pens, and I can choose a thickness. Maybe I want to go all the way up to 1.5. I'm going to choose to have the color blue here. And now I can tap on the screen, and I can draw that color out. Now maybe that's a little too thick for me. I can come back. I'm going to say make that like 0.90 milliliters. And now I can go ahead and write there. And you can see that little bit of thickness. Well, maybe I want to change the color. I want to change it to black. I want to make it real fine because I'm a fine hand writer. I can bring it down to here. And you can see that line being wrote. Now, what you'll also notice is you can have kind of like different tools up here. So now if I want to pull up a highlighter that I've already kind of set in my activity log here, I can go ahead and I can highlight that task, for example. And maybe I want to have a different color highlighter, and you can see across the scheduling, I have different highlighters for different time blocks. If it be a meeting, if it be a personal thing, if it be an office thing, and I can even go ahead and add more pens. So I might want to go ahead and put a fine pen in there and make that black. So now I have that tool there. And anytime if I want to move this, I can just kind of tap on that and I can kind of reposition it. I generally put it either like at the bottom of my screen, corner of my screen, or the top of the screen. Just depends on where I want to work. And like I said earlier in the video, the lag with this new stylus is pretty awesome. Now, if I want to erase something, I can click on eraser and it'll erase the entire stroke. If I tap on that eraser, you'll see I have the ability to change the thickness of that eraser. I can even do a lasso. The lasso is really cool because I can come in here, select an area, and everything inside that area will erase. I also, if I want to draw lines, I can do that. And it'll draw a straight line. I like lines, especially when it comes into like scheduling. I might say here that I'm going to do flex time. And I'm going to use that to draw a line because I just want to have a line space. I can do that. And then I'm going to use that highlighter to color in that space. So that's how you can use those tools in real life. Now, also what you'll see is under these three dots, I have the ability to like fill, I can even add text, I can recognize my writing, but the lasso tool is really cool. So I can use that lasso tool, select that text, hit copy, slide over to the next page, and then I can go ahead and hit paste. And now that to do is moved from one day to the next, just like that. So I think that's a pretty powerful thing, especially when you're doing planning, to be able to recognize, hey, I have these to-dos and I want to move them from one day to the next. Some other tools I think are notable. If I click on this little A text button, you can turn on like Scribble to erase. And one thing I like about that tool is a lot of times when I am writing something out, I don't want to have to go ahead and bring up that eraser tool. I can go over top of that and I can scribble out that text, and sure enough, it should erase it, just like so. Put a little more in there and it's good to go. So that is how like the planner works in landscape mode. Maybe you're someone that wants to use portrait mode, and you can do that as well. So we'll pull back here, we'll go back into our pages, and I can load in a portrait mode for you to look at. Looking at the portrait mode, again, I have that key page. I can tap and click on January and see my daily page by clicking on the 13th. And now this is my daily page in portrait view. Some of the benefits of this, gives you a lot more writing space, kind of benefits from the overall screen space itself. And if you're someone that's going to be holding the tablet, you can really take advantage of the way the bezel is on this screen. You can hold it and you can go ahead and then write on the screen simultaneously. So these are the different features that are capable and accessible for you within the note-taking app. But maybe you want to be able to synchronize your notes across other platforms like Windows, Apple, and Android and take them off this platform. Well, that is where the Play Store comes in handy. You can actually start to download apps. And one of my most favorite apps to download is OneNote. OneNote is an application that's going to work on the Books device, work on any Windows, Apple, or Android device. And that way, as I take my notes here, I write out my thoughts and my ideas. They're going to synchronize from one device to the next. Where this is really powerful in a workflow, maybe I'm in a meeting, I'm taking notes, because I know that when I'm in meetings, if I'm going ahead and writing out my notes, thoughts, and ideas, and listening to the person in front of me, there's a mutual respect that's taking place. Versus if I'm pounding on a keyboard and someone's talking, that can be a distraction, can look as rude, and they might think I'm playing Candy Crush. But here, I can go ahead and write my notes right on the device. Now, we talked about those small granular improvements that come with the 5C, and this is one of them. If I write taking out trash, call mom, or finalize Bradford project, it's writing out in real time. And I'm seeing that versus with like the 4C and some of the other Onyx Books devices, there was like this hint of refresh. Like it would see my text, but then it would have to go ahead and refresh the screen before I was able to see that. Now I still do experience that if I bring up the highlighter and I try to highlight this event, a line goes through it, but it's not until I tap the screen does the highlight actually show up. So that's okay, that's part of the refresh, but being able to capture notes in OneNote and be able to write and have that experience, be able to use all the tools that come with OneNote is absolutely amazing. And I'm pretty excited to share that with you as you look at this device. So, Onyx Books users, those looking at e-ink devices, those looking at planning, is this device for you? I covered all the reasons why you might look up to your big sister, your big brother, see the stronger muscles, see the maturity, recognize that they have more responsibilities, they got newer clothes, and all those things. And that's kind of what you're going to experience here. The 4C is still a great device, but the 5 just levels up a little bit, and that future-proof capabilities, the improved Android operating system, that new pen, and all of the little things that went in to make the system just a little bit smoother is probably worth the investment. When it comes to be able to utilize this device for note-taking, there are so many different capabilities out there between using our planner, being able to record notes, bring AI, or any other application into play. Now, I've done a handful of these videos, and I would actually tell you to take a moment and go over here, check out our 4C video that we did, because everything we did in that video is going to apply to this device. The goal here was just really to help you understand, is the 5C or the 4C best for you. In that video there, I talk about how you can really level up your productivity and showcase a plethora of different applications that you can use in your day. So take a moment, check that video out. If you got one thing from this video, do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel. If you want to learn more about our planning system, hit up our website, tons of free resources there. Start a chat with our team about where you are at with your productivity, where your focus lies. If you're someone that's struggling with ADHD or just having mental block or not really sure where to start, we have a training series that'll help you gain focus, traction, and framework in your daily planning. I'm Branden Bodendorfer. Lord willing, I'll see you in the next video.